Once it's applied, buff it off with a clean rag. Wax on, wax off.
You can't say that, it's my joke.
Hello and welcome to the shop. My name is Alan with Wood to Art. Today we're going to be talking about Osmo oil and its many benefits over using mineral oil on your cutting boards, charcuterie boards, and other wood surfaces. In a previous video, Dave showed us osmoing a table that he had in his living room for a while. He was just refinishing it to bring back the life, but it had been in his house for a couple of years. This has been in the showroom up front. It's been finished with the Osmo oil for about a year and a half now. But you'll notice it isn't dried out. It doesn't have a dried out look like it would get with mineral oil. Mineral oil you have to reapply about once a month, every so often, so that it doesn't get that dried out look, because it dries out. This stays looking fresh for much longer time, depending on wear and tear. Probably get away with doing it maybe once a year rather than once a month. So much easier on upkeep and much better as far as visually speaking goes. Right here I have the 3045 clear satin Osmo top oil. There's a couple different lines of this same type of oil with different sets of levels of sheen for the finish. This is the satin. We have matte. There's other ones that will go on and basically stay almost invisible on the wood. But this is one of the ones we like to use. It's food safe, even by European Union standards. Can be used on toys, eating surfaces, anything. It's safe for pets, children. Basically, it's food safe. Just shake it up. It says stir before use, but it's really hard to stir in this little lid. So shake it up a little bit, get it nice and mixed before you start applying. Make sure that your surface is nice and clean. Maybe take a nice rag and just get all your sanding dust off of it, so you're not spreading that around while you're applying. Crack this open. I believe Dave mentioned it in another video about the Osmo. What you don't want to do is pour it in a big puddle and let it sit on the board, because it'll soak in wherever you've poured it. And then when you spread it out, you'll have that dark spot where it's soaked in way more than the rest of the board. So you want to go a little bit at a time, pour a little bit on, spread it around right away, and then add more as you need. So this is the bottom currently. You really only need to put one coat on the bottom. It'll seal the wood good enough. You're not gonna get much wear and tear on the bottom, so you don't have to worry about it, breaking down as much as the top over time. Once it's applied, buff it off with a clean rag. Wax on, wax off.
You can't say that, it's my joke.
When you're buffing this off, you're gonna make sure you do a really good job of getting all the excess off. Otherwise, any sort of use is gonna start leaving marks and fingerprints and stuff, smudges in the oil. So you wanna get it as buffed as possible. And the general rule of thumb is if you can leave streaks with your fingers, there's still oil on there and you need to keep buffing. Now this particular set gets a set of rubber feet, so before we flip it, I'm gonna attach those. Honestly, the main purpose of putting these feet on is literally just to hold the bottom off the table so I can flip it without it sitting directly on whatever surface it is and leaving marks from a towel or a mat. So this is the top. It's got his name engraved in it, filled back in with epoxy. It should pop really nicely once we get the oil on here. Now what you want to make sure you do is apply it pretty liberally. A lot of people you see on videos try and be kind of conservative, try and stretch the product as much as possible. Obviously that makes sense financially, but we want to keep this looking really nice for a much longer time. Putting more on there allows it to soak in deeper, allows it to solidify the wood more, will be more durable for the near future. Another reason for putting a lot of oil would be, in this case, this is end grain, and end grain soaks up moisture and oils and stuff a lot better than face grain. So this is going to take a lot more oil than a normal cutting board. And what we're going to end up doing is 3 coats on the top. So what you want to do, buff this off like I did on the bottom. And then you wait 8 to 10 hours or overnight. In this case, we're gonna come back and scuff it with 400 grit sandpaper pads just to get a nice light scuff on it. And then we're gonna apply a 2nd coat and then do it again for a 3rd coat. And this is gonna come out super smooth, getting that nice build on the wax, and the oil leads to a glass smooth surface. Now the can directions tell you to apply a coat, wait 8 to 10 hours, and then apply a 2nd coat. It's not really what we feel is the best way to apply this. Wax on, wax off, scuff, and apply another coat. You don't just dump more oil on top of excess oil on top. We're back for another coat of Osmo. In between the last part and this part, Jake was kind enough to put a 2nd coat on here for me. So we're just gonna do the 3rd and final coat on top. 1 or 2 coats on the bottom is good enough. So what we're gonna do is start off with a 400 pad. It's got a little foam back, very high grit, so it's not gonna like take off the finish. We're just gonna scuff it up and give the next coat of Osmo something to adhere to and soak into. You don't have to push real hard, just make sure you get the whole thing, scuff up the whole surface. The 400 isn't enough to get through the finish, but it's enough to, again, give it something to bond to, soak into. So if you have a compressed air hose, use that to blow it off and then give it a quick wipe down with a microfiber so you're not just spreading dust around with the finish. So we're gonna grab our same can of 3045 clear satin Osmo that we used on the first 2 coats, and it's just gonna be the exact same process. Pour a little bit on, spread it around, wipe it in, and then once we get the whole thing coated, we'll buff it off again, and then it'll be done, ready for pickup. You wanna let it sit and cure for a little bit, a couple days before you go ahead and use it to let the oil really soak in and cure and harden up. But after that, it's food safe, ready to use over and over again. You just reapply when necessary. Now you'll notice on later coats that you don't need nearly as much because it's already soaked in some of the oil from the previous coats. So it's not gonna suck in as much on later coats. And buff it all off. All right, so that's it. We got 3 coats on top, 2 on the bottom. It's nice and sealed up and ready for use. Like I said earlier, you want to give it a few days after you apply the Osmo just to let it get a nice cure on it. But otherwise, it's pretty much ready to go. You want to wash it first before you use it for the first time, just to get any residual that might seep back out in between now and first use. But that kind of goes without saying with any new cookware you're going to use. But yeah, good to go. I'm sure Kevin will be happy with this. That concludes the video for today. If you like the content, subscribe, like the video, comment below, let me know what you think about the board, and we'll see you next time.